City.
That's right. Almost 200 brightly coloured bins were placed in the centre of Leeds for food and drink packaging. It's only been a partial success, though. It's estimated 80% of recyclable products still went in the wrong bin. Olivia Richwald reports.
We're consuming more on-the-go food and drink than ever before. 13 billion plastic bottles and 3 billion coffee cups in the UK every year. It's a mountain of waste that in most cases is incinerated or sent to landfill because there isn't city centre recycling. Leeds, by example, tried to change that. Before this project started, there was no on-street recycling in Leeds, and that goes for the majority of local authorities. Now there's orange bins for empty coffee cups, the yellow bin for cans and plastic bottles, and the black bin for everything else.
We've looked and spent time observing people using bins, a fun activity, and found that people spend under 2 seconds, so they're not going to read long lists of do's and don'ts. So we just need to make it really straightforward and simple as to what can be collected.
The trial also decorated the bins with Yorkshire dialect, which proved popular on social media, and cafes and workplaces in the city centre offered coffee cup recycling. But did it work? Over the course of a year, 1.2 million coffee cups were collected and processed, and 300,000 plastic bottles and cans were captured. But more education is needed, because audits revealed that 80% of cans and plastic was still thrown in black bins, even with recycling options nearby.
We've had some success. We think that it might take a few more years to really see the behaviours start to set in. I mean, we've got 1.2 million people using the city centre per week. That's a lot of people from out of Leeds that are getting used to this new system.
One of the biggest problems with this project has been contamination.
This is coming up for Christmas. It's Carver, and it's actually full.
Elaine Carroll was in charge of monitoring how much extra rubbish was thrown in recycling bins. There's paper, there's food waste, there's a pair of pants. It's horrible, but are these bags typical?
They were worse at the beginning, much worse. Now I think the contamination is reducing because it's becoming habitual. People are using them regularly.
One of the successes of the trial has been coffee cup collection in cafes. 7 tonnes of them have been sent to Cumbria to be recycled, but it's hard to make the process pay.
There isn't much money in it, no. I think myself and the managing director thought it was a good opportunity, the right thing to be doing, but it takes 50,000 cups to make a bale, and you probably get back from that £150, something like that.
The 12-month pilot scheme in Leeds has now been rolled out to Edinburgh and Swansea, and it's hoped that time and awareness will make recycling on the go as commonplace as the morning cuppa. Olivia Richwald, BBC Look North, Leeds.
Well, we're joined now in the studio by Rob Greenland from Zero Waste Leeds, who runs the scheme. Rob, thanks for joining us. Do you think that people are starting to change their habits?
I think so. I think we've seen over the last couple of years, I think David Attenborough and all the programmes around plastic made a big difference, that people are thinking, whether it's with a coffee cup or a plastic bottle, you know, finding ways to recycle it, but also maybe reuse cups as well.
Is there enough education? We heard about people putting the wrong cups in the wrong bin. Do people know what the colours actually mean?
It's a good question. I mean, and we've put a lot of bins on the city centre, and we've done a lot of activity on social media and talking at events and being a lot of community events and things to let people know where they should put the right things. And I think it shows that a lot of people are doing the right thing, but we're the first to say there's still loads more to do, and you know, there's plenty more.
Wouldn't it be easier to kind of take a step back and say, let's not sell the cups in the first place, get people to use reusable cups? I mean, I know some people are, but wouldn't that be a better option?
Yeah, and it's a really good point, and that's where the campaign is going now, is that we're looking more at reuse as well. But I think we need to meet people where they are at the moment, and loads of people have got busy lives, and lots of people do end up with a single-use coffee cup or a plastic bottle, and I think what we want to do through these by example is give them the opportunity to recycle it rather than just throwing it in one of the normal bins.
We heard in the piece, didn't we, that one of the companies, the recycling company, says you've got to recycle an awful lot of coffee cups to make a decent buck. Do you think that's part of the problem?
I think it is a problem as a market, and I think it's changed. I think some of the big retailers are offering more money for recycling the cups, and there was James Cropper in Cumbria where we took all our cups as part of the scheme, and they're getting value out of the cups because there's actually really good paper in the cups, so they're you know, making it into other kind of paper products and things.
Isn't the bigger issue that people should be doing this at home as well?
That's part of it as well, and I think there's on-the-go recycling, there's domestic as well, and there's plenty more to do. There were some